Hello, hello. How's everybody doing today? And yes, I changed up all my screens. I was very happy about that. I did it earlier today because I'm gonna tell you something that was exciting for me. I got ahead on work, and it has been so long since I did that I did more work. And yeah, the song is from I linked it up there. It's from the new Fantasy Music Pack, Volume 1 from Gotcha Gotcha Games. So if you liked it, just, it's in a pack you can get, and it can be the theme song for your game. I quite liked it. Both the themes have there's theme 1 and theme 2. They both have vocals, and they're both very good. So before I actually start, I have two things to talk about. The first is that this is going to be my last stream before I go on vacation. Not my last stream period, but I am taking vacation next week, which means there will not be a stream next week. So the other thing is, after this week, after that week when I come back, there's going to be 2 weeks where I have to schedule it on Sunday instead of Friday. I share my office with somebody else, my wife, and unfortunately she has to do something on Friday nights, and it cannot be moved. So we're going to do Sundays. So then the next stream after this one is going to be the 2nd. Then we're going to have one on the 9th. And then right after that, on that same week, we're going to go back to Friday and do the 14th. And yes, this map used to be a little baby map. And it looks really good now. I need to do like a few little adjustments to it, but I will forever feel that way about every map I do. So that's the two main things. I'm going to be off next week. I have a really good, I say vacation, but really I'm just going to sit in my house and do nothing. Yeah, a staycation, as I have been told. I'm not really doing a vacation, but so let's actually get started on doing something in this. So today we're going to do one more map for the starting dungeon. I think we have like only 2 maps left. Let me do some checking. I'm pretty sure on this. Also, if my mic gets weird, like you can't hear me, it's because I have to look at my other screen. My other screen is in the other direction of my mic. So give me just a second. Where did I put my... Let's look at our first dungeon. I was pretty sure that I have this cliffside, and then I have the exterior and inside of that. So that's the extras what I need to get done. And then all of these just need like dressing up, and we'll be done. So after today, I'm gonna try to do like a little bit on my week off, just like doing some mapping and stuff, because I do actually enjoy doing that. So when I have time, I'd love to work on it outside of just the streams. But so that will be the last thing. We're gonna do the cliffside today. That's what I want to work on. And so the first thing we're gonna do, I talked about this the other day. Am I dumb? I am dumb. I had opened something. I had opened something and then immediately closed it. I had opened Photoshop to create new, and it's popping windows up on like both screens. So okay, I had opened this up because I was talking about how the whole thing of how you want to, and this needs to be of like planning out your dungeon from a pathing perspective. So this map, this cliffside map, is my last dungeon map that I did was the cavern, and the cavern's actually a little bit more complicated because it's like you go here, there's a puzzle in this room that opens up a path like over here. Then you go over here, there's like this little offshoot thing that you can go to. Then you can go here. There's a puzzle that opens up from here to here. There's another offshoot here. There's a thing. So this one's like a more complicated. You didn't miss much. It was just me talking about the schedule. And I will be posting about that on the forums anyway. So it was just a heads up that I'm going to be off next week. And then we're going to be on Sundays for the 2 weeks after that. So the next 2 streams after this one, 2nd, 9th, and then the 14th. And after the 14th, we're back on Fridays. So this was a little bit more complicated map from a structural standpoint. But I really want the cliffside map to be pretty simple. So like, yeah, probably want to be a black line. I can't draw white on white. So like this is going to be the main path, right? And what I want is like I want a few like choke points so that I can use them for triggering some various so the choke points are for triggering like various conversations between the characters because it's easier to do on choke points where you don't have like wide areas where they have to go through one specific spot. You can trigger it on that one spot. And then like I want to have just a few, I want to have one here and one here maybe. And these are going to be treasure. And the one thing also I'm going to need is in this map, I want to remember how somehow like in the between stages, I'm going to have ways to do like side quests. And during the side quests, you're going to be returning to some of these maps. So what I want to do is include on this map another exit. But this exit for right now is locked because we're not going to use it. There's a little lock. My drawing with a mouse is really bad. My drawing without a mouse is also really bad. That's bugging me that I had that extra. There you go. So it's locked this way, but I want another way off the map. To do that one later. So let's go back. This line, that's the entrance, that's the exit. So this is like the structure of the map. This isn't going to be how it's physically made, but the main point I want to have is that I want to have a single path. I'm going to have a few choke points in it. I'm going to have a couple of X sections where you can go off to get some treasure chests. One section where you go off to get to a locked area that's going to be unlocked later in the game. And so pretty straightforward map from a structural perspective. It's going to look more complicated because it's probably going to be winding up a mountain. But this is structurally what we're looking at. So hold on. I'm going to do image, canvas size. Let me get a whole bunch more light on this. So let me zoom out a little bit. Like, actually, what this is probably going to look like, because it's a mountain, is something more like this. And then it's going to have the choke point here. 3 choke points. And then it has, after the first choke point, it has like some kind of little drop down. Treasure chest. After the second choke point, it's going to have this little exit off. And then it's going to have like a step up to a treasure chest, maybe. I can't draw again. And then we do this, and then this is an exit. And again, as I had said, and this is our locked exit. As I had said before, these are structurally the same map. No different from, because all I did really was wiggle this line. This and this is the same map from a perspective of how it flows for your player. But this is probably more like what it's going to look like. But I'll know more for certain once I get into the editor. I'm going to toss this behind, and we're just going to make a new map. Hello, Marc-Andre? Mark? I don't know if you go by just the first part of that name. Hyphenated first name is not something I've seen a lot of. New. So I want. Let's go back to the cavern. I like the height and width of this one, so I'm probably gonna go with something maybe a little bit. Okay, I want it to be at least the width of the game. So 1280 means 48, but divided by 48, is it like 25? 1280 divided by 48, 26. So at least 27. I think 30 and by 40 is also still a good. So that edit, I want new. New. I want it 30 by 40. Maybe a little higher than that, but I can always add more. And it's gonna be outside tile set. All right, so this is gonna be using, like, I still have this, and I'm probably going to use these and edit them to get, or I don't know, Panamaru might actually have already these, but with this. But I'm gonna use this right now to like do the roughing. So already, if I remember correctly, we're looking at that's this tile right here. That or this one looks better. I mean, I can use a mix of that and this. I could use a mix of all three, to be honest. As long as you're aware of how you're putting them together. I think I'm gonna go with this lighter. No, Let's go 1-to-1. That's what I need to do to get a better idea. That looks more like sandy. That looks more. I'm gonna go with the lighter one. Let's just really uglily do that. And as I normally do with these, it starts with not using the fill tool. Take this, and then I want to draw a line. Clean these lines up. Do other things. In a second. I may be starting too big. I think I am. I'm gonna make this smaller. I think this was like too large of a map. It needs to be at least 27 wide. So I'm gonna do 27 wide. Remember to turn number. Let's go with 30. I think the darker one is good for like wastelands and not like a cliff face. It looks more I don't know what the word for it is. I'm sure there's a word. I think I'm gonna actually use. No, I think I need to use this. I should use the single. So I think I like that thread of like it just running across like that, back and forth. And the easy way to do that is, all right, so we're gonna come out down here. So let's cut off. I'm so indecisive about how to start this because I cannot remember the last time I actually mapped a cliff map. It's not tricky is not the right word for it. It's that it's a little different than most maps because the way I tend to map, what is the purpose of this map? It's kind of a filler map. It's meant to just be like an extra little bit to keep the dungeon from being too short. And because I'm working in the Dreamy Land type area, I can do a lot of different things. So the start of the dungeon's here. It's going to go to travel down across, down through here, to here. Then you're going to be in the cavern. This map is not quite done. It needs a little bit more. I had some thoughts on how to make this, but anyway, we'll get into that. I've heavily thought about trying to do all shadows in Photoshop, and I'm not sure exactly if that's really something I can do, but we're going to see how it works. Then you're going to come out here. You're going to go from there into this new cliffside map, and then from the new cliffside map, it's going to go up to the into this place. Cliffside map. So anyway, the reason why, as I was trying to talk about, like with a cliff map, and why I think it's actually an interesting and hard thing, specifically for me personally, to map. I map one of two ways. The first way I tend to map is how I map caves, and I start by putting down a ceiling, and then I carve out the places I want to use. And the opposite is how I mapped the forest. And when I was mapping that forest, I started by having flat area and then building in walls. But for the most part, this map is fairly flat. All the walls and stuff are just like there to keep people from walking off the map. Whereas it's pretty hard to do both of those with a cliff map. Because the map is like really more layered and up. So you have to like work on each layer individually, I think. So the first thing I'm going to do is we're going to have the space you come in and on. This is where you would exit the other map. And so that's like this. Probably going to do a little bit differently on that. Probably going to include some more rockiness. Again, I'm also going to I'm probably going to try to edit these kinds of tiles if Panamur already doesn't have them set for brown. I'm probably going to edit out the grass and lay brown under it, so it won't be this really squarish upper area. Another thing is like right now I'm just sitting here doing this thing of like 2 square, right? 2 square high, 2 square high. I probably will do less 2 square high. You can do a lot of different heights with this. There also is the fact of like I used the walls up here. I'm probably going to use like drops to prevent. So, oh man, I should have. I could do this on. Oh. Alright, so I can do this on a separate layer so that it doesn't. I don't have the problem of where these meet doing weird things. Actually, I'm doing this slightly wrong. Oh no. Alright, start over. I got this. Alright, so this actually what I need to do is do. So how has everyone's week been? I had the problems with my internet last week, unfortunately. I was really excited about 3 weeks in a row because I had not gotten 3 weeks in a row in a while. And it was just so upsetting to me that I couldn't stream last week. Because I really, really. Yeah, it's trying not to be desert. I think when I get done, I'm going to try to find something that's a little less sandy and a little more. Like, the thing is like there's this, but that's even more sandy looking. I need something that looks more rocky. And if nothing exists, I might just edit it. I want rock. I don't want sand. But small edits are within my ability to do, and I think they're within most people's abilities to do if they know. So by doing that, so now I'm on layer 1. I need to take this. All right. Now, on layer 1, I can draw this upper area, and I can go behind this. Because this would be higher, and so you wouldn't be able to see. Should be able to just go. And then each step I'll like use different layers to pop down and up. Been playing a lot of game jams this week. Was it from the Drifties game jam? Driftwoods? I noticed that they had one. How have those been? Oop, wrong button. Right button, wrong tool. Man, I love having layer control. God bless. Okay, so let's do some shift map. Oh, that's not right. I keep on joking that someone needs to do a game. We have so many game jams. Why not a game? All right, let's. Could be. I think it's. I'm not currently. It doesn't draw auto shadows for me. Uh, on the actual maps, I have a script does not draw auto shadows, but I need to erase them so I know what it looks like. Lots of different types of good. I mean, the thing is like there's also different levels of what is good in general. Like when I talk about what's a good game, I mean, am I talking about there's a difference between what's a good game for like a game jam game, like it's when I know it's been put together in like a few weeks. Some games have good ideas but poor execution or bugs. Others are just good all over. A couple that I plan on coming back to and try to 100%. That's how I feel about every game jam. I just appreciate it because when there is a game jam or game jam and like everyone puts in a bunch of work, and in the end there's just so many people who really do seem to know what they're doing. Even if they don't, there's a lot of people who like you can tell that a lot of work has been put in, right? I need to stop being on automatic. I don't like it on automatic, so let's switch to layer 1. We're gonna put these on layer 2. I'm gonna put some steps in, and this will give us our choke points is with steps. It's very easy to do choke points with steps. I do want to do so one of the things to make a cliffside look better, and I'm gonna need to do stuff here. So like I always have the problem of I need to draw something out because I'm trying to remember. I know what I need. Not that. It's not that. This right here. Okay. And I wish I could just have it not add auto shadows for me. Okay. So one of the things I do a lot on these kind of maps is that, so like right now, you look at this and it's just, do some shift clicking here. It's just like all this entire height differentiation is just 2, 2, 2, 2. So one thing you can do stuff like this. So grab this tile, which is on layer 1. Grab some of this. I can do this. The problem here is that, okay, what I need to do is do this. Can go 1, 1. This can be like, these can both be turned, I think. Let's go with like, this is difficult because they put those turns on it. MV was actually easier to do this specific thing with because there was no turns. That you could do like a lot of this stuff, like having variations in height. I think I tried to do it in the wrong place. Let's go backwards a lot and try to do it somewhere else. So let's go. What we don't want is a section that where I'm gonna have to do like weirdness like that. So let's instead let's do this. Now I think, nope. Go across here. Across here. Okay, this actually did what I was trying to do. So like what I wanted to do was have a variation in height where it's not like everything is 2 across. In some areas you'll have 1 across. And this needs to, and it's going to be a bit challenging to do. And man, I really do think it is the problem of like it's a little more difficult to do. Thing. It's going to just be a little harder to do the way this time. That is really not doing what it's supposed to. Should be, hit the right button. That and then. Okay, I see what I need to do. There, like that. Then on layer 1, then I need to fix the. You know what? I just made a mistake all up here. Grab that. There, and I need to grab this. Okay, okay. That mostly worked. This may literally be like the most work I put into any map. It really is very difficult to. I don't know. Like, it's those things I can picture it in my head what this map should look like, right? Yeah, there's a lot of shift clicking involved with this kind of map. But I can picture what it's supposed to look like, and for some reason, I'm just having trouble making it look like that. I think I'm gonna do again some more shift clicking, make that look right. So what I think I want to do is that, and then it should like. Oh, these rounded things are getting. It's making it so much more difficult to do what I would normally do. Right? Because like I need to be able to I see how to do it. I see how to do it. I got this. I got this. All right. Well, I mean, it's like most types of visual art, right? When you get into the whole thing of visual art, all of it is about trying to translate your what your brain wants to do into a something working. Okay. That's mostly working. So the thing is I think that these back ones here need to be like flush like these are. Let me do I'm gonna tell you one thing. If also I think that this right here doesn't have an actual transparency. I need to run through it, put transparencies on these, and it would work. You know what? I'm going to show you that right now because I want to make that work. What if you get rid of the top border of the auto tile on your lower cliff? Yeah, I'm going to do like a really, really quick edit to something. Grab stream game. Images, tile sets. Going to be inside versus outside. Is it A4? That is. Okay. So one of the things that like I really wish, like I mean I know this is because this is this is the MV tile set, so it couldn't have taken advantage of it. But okay, my eraser needs to be much smaller than that. I do have the hardware. Need to do, and this is going to be a rough. Oh, I need to layer from background so that I can have a transparency behind it. This is going to be rough because I'm going to be doing one over here, so it doesn't matter. I could have like masked it, but right. Let's file, save, and let's go back to our thing. Reload. Okay, I just need to put stuff under this right here. That means I need to layer it slightly different. It's going to need to all be on layer 2. Let me go back where I can. Yeah, the back border, I'm going to remove those. You're right. I had thought about that already. So what I'm going to do is move what layer I have the wall on. Let's just grab everything on this layer. Move it to this layer. Oh, am I gonna have to start over? Control Z. I just need to do it in this one. So I need to, whatever is on layer 1 needs to go on layer 2 on just these corners. I need it like all these types of corners need to be on layer 2. And then grab that, put that on layer 1 under it. All right. Then I need to go, that needs to be on layer 2. That 2. All right. Like I said, this is all, and I once again really quickly remove these shadows so that I'm not looking at them. There's a weird, and this isn't something I did because this is what it is. Oh, it's because I see what I did. I see what I did. I made it done. Nope. Control Z. Take off the, get on the right tool. On the ones that are too high, I need to like put in the right ones. That was one high, so it's a different one. Okay. And then on these, I need to, well, that was a mistake, but I can fix it. Grab. It's not perfect. I need to fix a little bit on this back end. I can do it one of two ways, and one is shift clicking maybe, but it may break up how it looks on the edges. Let me try with shift clicking if I can make that look better. Because what I need is like this tile right here maybe. And let's see how that looks. That fixes it mostly. Oh. I do like how the quick edit makes me able to do stuff like this. It's not perfect, but it's going to look better the more I get edited. I'm gonna have to do some edits for a lot of different little parts of it, but I like being able to do the staggered. I'm trying to think of the word for it. This also needs to have. Keep going by it. There we go. What it needs is like a little bit of some kind of overlay on it right there that gives a little bit of a base to that, which is missing right now. But one of the things, I heard my dog trying to have a conversation again this week. It's been my talkative the last two streams. Normally he doesn't talk when I'm doing. But okay, that kind of like variation in height, and also like I could probably go one higher over here in some areas, and like have the walk path, and then there's like. Let's do some more. Now that I have like the concept done, I don't want to. That's fine. Also, now I can do stuff like this whole section is, let's say it's good. I could just add another little section like that. I can do that. And this, and we're gonna go that, grab that, and like it gets really fast to do this once you've kind of figured out the organization. And like varying the heights like that, it just enhances it so much and so very quickly. Here's an interesting question. Did I do something really dumb? Did I do something really, really dumb? Do I have two different kinds of walls? Or is that... I feel like I draw some of these walls with the wrong... Okay, so... Because that should be that. Yeah, I drew some of them with the wrong one. That's why I still had the little shadow down there. I drew it with this one instead. All right, so I kind of want one more height variation here because I think this spot right here looks too straight. Maybe pull a piece out right there. So let's see. Want to kind of so level 1, layer 1. So I want shift clicking me. Or like that. Layer 1. You know what? I think I want talking to myself again. So I want it to indent into it. It's like one of the things I haven't really done is have one go in. Because it's a little more difficult, I think. But let's try it. So first I need to do... To indent in, it's going to be something. This is going to... I'm going to break everything. Okay, so that does need to be a curl over. Oh, I'm already making this. So if that's going to be a curl over, that means let's go to layer 1. That means what I actually need. And I can do the 2. Passed it a few times. I'll get it right eventually. And then this one needs to be this piece here. And then back on layer 1. Okay, so let's do some more drawing. What I need it to do is go up, around. This is something I just end up doing a lot, and I think everyone will end up doing a lot when they do these things, is just drawing what you need. All right, so this one, like this. But this is on the next layer up.
Then I need to put that other piece here and then shift click a bunch of stuff because I made mistakes. All right, this needs to be the full rounded corner here. It's not perfect, but it like is varying what I like about it. When did I start using RPG Maker and what version? The first RPG Maker I ever used was a fan translation of Super Dante RPG Sukuru 1 for the Super Famicom. It was in 1990. I don't know, like 1998, 1997, something like that. I maybe even before that. Now that I think about it, it was probably about 96. Then I found 95. Then I found, then like, more and more of them came out, and I kept using. And so I've been using RPG Maker for roughly 25 years, something around there. I don't know the exact number of years because I was very young. I was probably about 12 or 13 started, and I'm significantly older than that now. In fact, I turn 37 next Friday, which is why I decided to take next week off. Birthday. I generally like to take my. All right. This looks like a mess, like right now. When I have time and I can edit the corners like that, I'll have like a lot of different options. And I think it is, again, and this is something that I've talked about many times, everyone can edit stuff. Everyone can edit graphics. It doesn't take a graphical genius to edit them. It just takes some kind of program. I use Photoshop, but you don't even need Photoshop. GIMP, you can use like a number of other free tools. It does not take a ton of work to edit stuff. We have a lot of tutorials up on the on our blog from Avery that talk about how to do specific edits. I suggest people look at them because they've helped me too. I did some rounded corner cave tiles based on something she wrote, and they worked really well. And I was able to make that's like all these cave curve tiles. It's a combination of her tutorial and just some interesting ideas I had later to do overlays. So as you can see, I am not a graphical genius. I've never been able to do art, but even I could sit here and do this. And as you can see, like the height variation thing, it looks better on this one where I edited it. I don't know why edited it is such a really hard thing to say. All right, more on this map that is giving me. So one of the things to do here that I can do is let's do some cutting outy. Where is, there we go, that's what I really wanted. So we're looking at like a cliff, so we can cut edge and then we can use like a parallax behind it, or we can not use a parallax behind it. In fact, use some other tiles. But I want to like cut through. Let me zoom out some. Smaller as it goes up. Full section. And I think I'm gonna leave this section. I may, man, it looks weird until I get it done. Maybe I should have it like go out a little bit too. Oh man, I don't know how I feel about this. I just, you know what? You know what? It is a good time to do this. We're gonna do, um, is there a cliff map in here? It is always useful to just look at other maps people have made, um, to get an idea of like a good way to map these. They're not a. All right, let's go through and see if there's one that is like a multi-tier straight up like that. That one's not good. So even they just don't want to do it. Because I don't see one so far. This is actually a common thing I do when I'm mapping. If I'm trying to map a specific type of location, is go look at other people's maps, and I will generally look through these first and see if there's one that matches what I'm trying to do. But it really does not feel like there is. Which kind of hurts because it's kind of sometimes hard to find other people's maps doing the same thing. Oh well. Alright. I'm trying to like, again. So now we have another level. And we need to kind of alternate what we're doing. So now I can use layer 2 again. And let's I like to think I'm pretty good at mapping, and I do generally enjoy it. This is just unexpectedly. I didn't even think about how one of the problems I'm going to have with this map, because it is a type of map that, strangely, and I didn't think it was going to be the case. I'm not very good at mapping because I've never really thought too hard about trying to map this kind of map. Because there's a lot of differences to doing a map that's so layered and one on top of each other type things, and it doesn't fit my normal style of mapping of either cutting in or building upwards. But you know what? We have a good time to take a short break and look at else's stuff. Also, I have splash screens that say different things on them now. The first thing, I had 2 of my things to look at today. Is that, so this is somebody's stuff that we've already looked at one time before. But I was super excited for this, so I'm going to show it anyway. That is Low with his battlers has added the last 2 characters that I was using for my game, and they're all using the weapons I had for them. And so I'm probably going to switch to these. So we now have my bowman, we have the sword user that I'm using right now, and in his original he had already done let's see, nope, that's not his. Come on, where'd you? I don't want to go through all his stuff. But he already had both of the characters that I was using, the other characters. So like he already had my main character, and I was gonna use her as well. But he just recently added my other 2 characters. So we're gonna be using these battlers.
And again, just because I cannot stress enough how good these battlers are compared. Like, I mean, the thing is the MZ ones, they're functional and they're not bad. They're good little chibis. I don't dislike them, and they're more versatile than these, right? Because like these, okay, you're now locked into what kind of weapon these characters use. If they're all using the kind of weapon you already wanted them to use, okay. But I love these, and he has like so many different types of slashes. He has like a thrust, and I can use different motions for different action sequences. So I'm really a fan of how he does these. Anyway, so that's our first little break moment. Back to live. More mapping. But again, I like I said, I like thinking I'm pretty good at mapping, but then I'm like, maybe I'm not. Maybe I'm not as good as I think I am. Alright. First thing I'm gonna do is just do some two highs. You know, I could do a different, like standard, like a different variation overall. Could do a 3 high on this one, maybe. Yeah, the problem with like that, Marc Andre, and the generator is like every single one of those battlers is custom made, so it's not like a template. Um, so it's that situation of you can't do it in the same way that you would do other. You know, I almost feel like this cliffside map would have been better to do dungeon. I could use. I could have used stone. That one. But I don't know. I don't know. It's all me spitballing. Yeah, the taller character generator that Mrs. Stella does. I was mostly talking about the battlers and specifically Lowe's battlers. Um, and that is one of the things is the more detail you get into stuff, like where he has like the custom poses and the custom way he does them. I was reading how he did his, and if I remember correctly, it's done. He draws them and then he puts them in dragon bones and manipulates them. Now I think I want to cut right here. I think I was right that I wanted to cut, but I think I needed to draw my actual cliffs. First, I'm gonna need shift clicking because I, of course, destroyed the process of what I'm doing. Doing that. Okay. I think I need to cut as I go up, right? And I think I'm probably going to be putting. But yeah, that was one of the things I know. I just like my brain gets into noticing is the idea that the more detail you have to something and more posing you have to it, the more difficult it is to create generator type content for it because like every outfit would have to be able to match all those different poses, and that's a lot to do. Okay. So where on my map am I? Go back to my I'm at this point where I have gotten through my first my first choke point. So I should have one area where I can get to something else, and then another area where I can go up and with the map. So let's put my go up spot over here. We're on layer 2. That's kind of right. Let's do some shift clicking so I don't stop. That needs to be done. That needs to be there. I struggle with the tops of these stairs because it's like it's having it crunch in like that. Yeah, I can't draw. I can edit it. I think I have a very good mind for putting things together, and I have a really good thing for color palette. Like this map, not that one, this one. The automatic on that. So on this map here, the flooring tiles I did from scratch. They're just patterned. The countertop and that right there, I edited. Again, that's such a weird way to say something. I did the color on this to like give it that green, white, and red that you get on the different things. And I did the coloring on this down here to give it that stripe. And like it wasn't a lot of editing, but it's something very simple that anyone can do. But I just feel like I have a good brain for the color combinations. Also, these tiles right here, I actually used an image of an actual vinyl tile and resized it, and then put the alternating colors of black and white on it by flipping. I cut the 24 to 24 sections and inverted the colors on them. That's actually based on an vinyl tile that you can buy. I got an image of it off Lowe's or something. All right, so it should be working for me. All right, so I also need another area where I can kind of. So let's like do this. I'm gonna have this kind of dropped in. On layer 2. Doing this thing again where I'm like working on 2 different layers without a lot of brain. Brain is not something I have a lot of anyway. We don't want like that. And I'm gonna go across right here. Have this little spot. I always joke that I should have been a interior design, because that's where my skill set is on that kind of stuff. I have like a really good head for colors. Let me go like cut in like one here, but all right, we're gonna have to do some juggling again. So what we want to do is we need that. And did I do it again? I really think I did it again. Am I continuing to use the wrong? I'm annoyed with myself. Fix all the, oh, I'm gonna fix all that. Shift clicking in a second. I can fix it actually pretty. Whoa.
Why am I shift click? All right, and then we're gonna layer 2. Let's just. I'm an idiot. Work. Draw me a shape right here. Back one more right here. I wonder if it'll be noticed. Let's check. Layer 2. I think I can actually just draw this one in. So what I need here is just like thing. And then this and this need to all right. So this right here is going to be. I'm going to mess up everything. Thank God I did. Treasure chest right. Say we're going to have 10 gold. Doesn't really matter what I say is going to be in there. This right here needs to be. That needs to be at the right. Okay, so that's this little subsection here. Quickly mark where I'm at in the map. Actually got. And again, we're gonna like this is all very rough. Not using the final tiles I'm gonna use. It's more about getting the shapes in, and done getting the shapes in, I can do stuff. That should. On layer 2. Layer 1 needs to. Oh, a little bit tired. I am. Okay. It's starting to shape up. It's starting to get the shapes. Starting to get the shapes. That's what I need. I need shapes because the shapes give me hope that I know what I'm doing. Do I want to steal any of my shapes from down here? Because stealing shapes from down here makes my life easier. I can steal this. Don't want to like steal the same shape over and over again though, because as you steal more shapes. A rope bridge over empty across 2 cliffs. Oh, that's a good idea. I should do that. I should do that on my next section. So let's like. Yeah, I love that idea. So we're gonna cut here. And then like this wall here goes straight up. And then with this wall we can go. I'm having so much trouble. Okay. full distance. Bring this down a little bit. Have you been having problems with this rooster next door? I feel there's a story there. The way you say that so quickly. It sounds like the rooster next door has not been treating you kindly. I I have like a human disaster sleep schedule. So these streams sometimes are just perfectly in time with when I would be awake anyway. Sometimes they are just absolutely the worst human being times for me. Um I got up at, let's see, what time did I get up this morning? It wasn't an incredibly early morning. Yeah, I would be annoyed too if it's 2 a.m. There's like a crow crying in the yard. I have one of my neighbor's dogs with some um and by weird times I mean like 11 a.m. because sometimes I'm trying to sleep then. If I have work meetings and they're in Tokyo, I'm in the US, so sometimes I'm up later like to be. Is there a rope bridge in the default tile sets? Am I gonna have to like grab one from, I mean, I'm sure there's one hanging around. I'll find one later. But I really liked the idea of the bridge as a cool design choice. And I'll just remember that I need the bridge. And I'm sure. So here's a funny, I think I've talked about this before, but it's so funny to me. Is that anyone who knows Avery? Avery has the most freakish memory for tile sets. If I'm looking for pretty much any type of tile, I can go, hey, do you know anyone who has done this specific thing? And Avery will know if it has been done. Sometimes it will involve telling me about some Japanese tile creator that I've never heard of. But it's a really neat skill and very useful. I think that right there turned out better looking than like almost all of the other spots. I don't know why this section looks so good. I think it's because it's bigger. You know what? I think that's what I need. Oh man, I think I'm right. I think I'm right. It's because it's bigger. It looks better because it's bigger. I think if I made like this wrap around right here, I bet you it's gonna look better. Let's do this. Because the first thing we need to do is layer one, I think. So layer one, have these, and what the shape I need is like I need this L. Higher. I don't know how she remembers them though. It's bizarre. It is inhuman how she can remember every tile set that's ever been made. Okay, let's put that on layer one. Let's go to layer two. Eat that. 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 We're gonna do some drawing here to grab the sizes I need. See, that looks better too. It is. I was making them so small. I was making the little sections where they disappear and stuff too small. Also, this I think is wrong. The wrong shit thing. I think it needs to be that. So I think I may have some. May let me go. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong on that. It does need that. I mean, I have a good memory, but it's for other things. I was talking about this the earlier today. Is that I have a inhumanly bad memory for names, but I can remember if I've met someone before. I can remember their face. I can remember like their face. I can remember why I know them, like where I've met them before, what they're, I just cannot remember sometimes what their name is. And it's just, I sometimes just have to tell people, I'm like, it's what you get. I cannot remember names. I'm just awful about it. Hope you can understand. What I'm trying to do here. Go layer 1, and we're gonna drop this under. That's not right. Right here. Go to layer 2. Drop that all. No, the thing about my memory, right, for names, this one's the most sad one. I remembered there was a girlfriend I had in high school, and I do not know what her name was. I cannot remember for the life of me. We dated for 6 um and in high school 6 months is a long time, right? And I don't know what her name is. I can remember what she looks like. I can remember the sound of her voice. And I don't know what her name is. That it's such a sad thing. Avery actually has the rope bridge. Well, that would have been really fast if I'd asked her then. Oh, and then I need to fix this down here. I don't know what I did down here, but I need to fix it. For MV, and I'm using the MV tile sets. That's good. Do I the on the other hand, I went and got my second vaccine shot. And so that's good, right? But anyway, I when I went to go get it, and it had been like a month, right? And I go in, and what blows my mind is that the person who gave me the shot's the same person again. And I'm like, they have had to have given like hundreds and hundreds of shots since then, and she remembered me. And I was so confused by that. She remembered which arm I had gotten my shot in the last time. She's like, "Oh yeah, left arm, right?" I'm like, "How? How do you know these things? How do you see hundreds of people in a day and still remember something like that?" I can't. I can't do that. I have a good name for memory for faces, but not that good. Though I have been told My wife said that it was probably because I have very distinctive glasses. Um, so, but still, even then, even if you remember what I looked like, remembering which arm I got my shot in was something else. But I guess some people just have those kind of trick memories and they remember anything like that. Okay, where I cut right here, I don't like that it's in the same spot. I don't like. This is gonna mess everything, right? Okay. Also, that second time I went in, yeah, I must have made an impression. The second time I went in, I know that they would give shots anyway, right? Even before all this, but the second time, so fast. She had gotten really good at giving that shot, which I'm glad. Glad that people are getting vaccinated. I'm glad that I'm going to be fully vaccinated in another week and a half, and I will be able to visit people again, human beings. It's going to be so nice. Okay. I don't know. It's just slowly shaping up. The whole map is just slowly getting right. Um, Again, I need to look. I'm in the same spot, right? So I have the area where I'm going off, and then another. So, so what I'm gonna do, I think I'm gonna put like a. Yeah, I managed to get in on mine because I have high blood pressure. Um, but even then, like it's in my state now, it's open to everyone over 16, which is really nice. We started rolling out vaccines super fast lately. Oh, good. I have choices on a road bridge. And both. Oh, I think I have the road bridge for Banner. How did I miss this earlier? I can just go ahead and start putting this in. Let's see. Let's drop ourselves up a couple. Do it on layer 3. Oh, I see. I see how it's done. I see how it's done. So you put this down like here, and I'm dumb. Dumb. I'm dumb. Then I need to pop up one more layer and do this, this here. I think yeah, I am dumb. How did I do this? I haven't put that on yet. This. Okay. What did I do? It's not quite right. Not quite right. Is it designed to go this? That doesn't reach either. I think I need to like let's see if she has something as it feels like it's not made to go right on the edge of made to go on like a half. I'm gonna take the whole thing. Yes. Huh. Yeah, it's like on a half tile. I would either have to edit it to edit it. I sound weird when I say it. To match on a different half tile or make a half tile top of a thing. I'm just gonna leave it right there for right now, and then I can. Actually, you know what? Let's move that place where we step into the where I was talking about we have like a new a step out. Let's put the step out here because it's a perfect place. But like and then also I can need something to block it for. Is better, but I. So what I can do here is like put something here kind of blocks the. Then later you have a method. I think I can probably grab it from a different. And then also, like I was talking about again, I just really am strongly considering, even though it's going to be so much work. Because generally you don't want to like the okay. So the problem with doing parallax mapping is that your map files get very, very, very large. Um, Even if you can run it through something like TinyPing and smaller file sizes, but in general, it's just going to still be much larger file sizes than using a tile set. But because if all you're using is alpha channel and black and white to do like shadows, those file sizes are not very big. So what I've really been considering is doing all of my shadows in Photoshop and having it be. And then of course, the cool thing about that is that when your character walks like it walks under this, those shadows will like go on top of the character, right? Which is if you did it, if it's like I don't know if the auto tiles do that. I don't think they do. I think you're drawn over the auto shadows. But it's something I'm like really considering. I'm not like set on it, but I really like the idea of doing. It also lets you do some pretty complex shadows. I may still not do because I'm only so good at this kind of stuff. But and I'll probably spend a lot of time looking at like YouTube tutorials on how to do shadows. Hard. Yeah, it is a consideration. Oh man, it's already 8:30. Let's take another quick break to look at somebody else's stuff. So here's a question. Do people think I should go back and change all my old thumbnails? Because I really the gradient was garbage and I knew it was. And I needed to have fixed it beforehand. Like I can't change it in the videos, right? But I can at least change the thumbnails. But I don't know. I look better. Probably gonna go back and do them all. Not only that I'm gonna change them, I'm gonna make multiple different background pieces to switch between variations. So person we're going to look at someone someone I really 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 respect their work. I'm using some of their stuff in the thing. They have both paid and free assets. That is Aswolf, who has made so many. Like, one, you have stuff like these, right? Pixel tiles. My favorite thing they've done is the endless amounts of really cool icons. So these are the ones that she made to replace your standard icons from RPG Maker. Which I don't have like a huge problem with the standard RPG Maker ones, but I just think Kaz's are way cooler looking. And she basically has one for every single thing they would have. And I like these. She also has, okay, like here's martial arts ones. This is a whole bunch of like martial arts weapons. Has a bunch of farm tools ones. And there's Valentine's icons. And like, I'm using a combination of a lot of these. Actually bought several of them. She also just sent me some of them. Very nice. And then she also has paid ones, also really good. These are some of the ones like I was talking about. Like I have balls. I really like. What was it? 4, I think, was really really good. Or no, it was 5. It had a lot of cool attack ones for various elements. I was planning on using, like, those are cool for my fire lady, and then you have ice and water, wind, earth. I really like all of Kaz's stuff. But yeah, I really suggest you look these up. If so, hold on. Let me just go back. Main page. I'm gonna copy the chat. There's Kaz's itch.io. There's so much good stuff in there. Take a look. She also did some. They're called MZ project templates, and they're like, okay, here's a farming system, and it's set up. All the events are set up for it, and you can like first use it as a base, and then you can learn from it, but also like do editing to it to make it your own. And then the latest one she did was the relationship system one. And so yeah, I really suggest checking out all of stuff. It's very good. Also, just a very nice person who has done a lot for the community. So check that stuff out. Now let's get back to trying to make this map look good, which is sort of working. All right, so then we've gone up one more level. I think let's go up a little bit more with raw on top. That is too square. I can fix it. So for the next level, we want to start with where this is. It's this in a minute. Shift clicking. Let's pull this in, actually. Let's make this difference in height 3. And then we can do a lot of really job. Yeah, I can possibly add those. I probably you are correct. That's a good idea. I'll probably be going back and doing those later when I have a little bit more time. But yeah, I will definitely do that. Good point. You are correct. You are correct that that is something I should do. Oop. That should. That actually should. Do horrific thing. Styling. All right, let's. Always want to have room. Ooh, oh! I will link the two that I showed off today in the right after I'm done with. Go through and link. I don't want to do it like obviously before I run the video because I want to have it be thing to show during stream, but this right here also should curve. Or wait, hold on. That is where it's even, right? Okay. This needs all. Okay, so that is where it's even. So that's correct, and it needs to be. These need to be straight across. So it needs to be that. These all need to be. Here, I need this here. What layer is that on? On layer 2, so on layer 1. Error right here. So this should be this. Okay, that cliff top is looking all correct. Let's also add as a like a decorative thing. I'm gonna do here. Oh, that's tangenting. Okay. So I may have talked about what a tangent is. It's where two things meet at the same place and it makes it just. Let's draw that down. It doesn't meet at the same. It's still tangenting here. Let's also draw that in. All right, so that doesn't have a tangent anymore. Having two different spots like meet up like that, where this line meets this line in the exact same spot, this line meets this line, it looks uglier than it could look, right? Fact, that gives me a thought over here. Let's pull this in one, then this, that, and that should be. There we go. That gets rid of a tangent over there.
And it is the whole thing of like what I was talking about. This tangent. This is also another one, exactly the same time tangent where I'm like, what am I doing wrong? Why is this looking wrong? Because I wasn't thinking about stuff that I normally would think about, and I'm being an idiot. And avoiding tangents is the right way to go. Okay, so this is basically nope, not gonna do that. That's gonna make a mess. So let's do it the hard way. There is no way I'm getting done with this map. And part of it is just like I'm I don't want to say I'm taking my time. I'm just being very particular about like certain and like you should be. You should be particular. You want to make everything look I draw. Nope. I'm gonna need a whole nother layer. Then I can do like there. Oh, man, so tired. And again with bad tan. Pull this across. Long. Probably gonna do more. Like I'm probably gonna edit how I'm doing this right here too. It doesn't look as good as the rest. And man, the auto shadows they put in weird. Okay. Ooh, ooh. Fucking me. I'm not sure I like that. Maybe leave this. Find it. I don't know. It doesn't look as good as if I had cut the tangent, but at the same time, trying to remove every single one also makes it look rote, like it looks like I'm doing the same thing over and over again. But you know what? I think which is very dangerous for me. I shouldn't do. Oh, not. Look at that. What I want is to take this would be like
Oh, can't do that. Okay, it's kind of coming together, right? It's coming together. It's almost like I know what I'm doing. Alright, and so I'm on layer 2 again. This. Of course, it's going to mess up my auto tiling. Just a second, guys. Alright, I am back. Sorry, I was being asked if I wanted some food after I finished streaming, which I have 10 minutes left. Again, no way. Finish this map. That's okay. Alright, so going across here, that's another choke point. So, and I did this already, but let's just leave it there. Gotten the third choke point. One choke point, 3 choke point. I do have the 3. So from here, I want to have my exit into the next map. And I want another step up too. Which, I mean, having an extra choke point, I'm going to probably have it go up one more time. Go up one more time, have a step down, like over here maybe, to a treasure chest. Area here that you can step down towards. And then have final. What I might do is use but like obviously not right there because that's not. Okay. Okay. Next thing I need to do is still like go up some. So I need to have the walk up somewhere. Actually, let's finish. Better shaping up here. I'm not sure I like this. Maybe if I was like nasty. Also so much of my Alright, let's. Is there a way to make that look? I think this all needs to be. But the. Okay. So then I need the one thing is also when I do this on map it, all of this is going to be so much more organized on layer. Right now my layers are just all over the place. Like right, let's pull this a little bit so I can. Okay, so on layer 1 I have something. There. Ooh, whew. Man. Y'all excited for the weekend? I don't know about the rest of you guys. I am excited for the weekend. I feel like there's a lot more I could do. What I'm gonna do right here. Step up. This to do. That's gonna need one more. So to make this look better, because what I want to do is not have it. One. That does lead to problems here, but we'll do that later. This. That can be under it, the straight tile. That right here. Mm-hmm. Feels like it hit. If I do that, I want to make sure that. Oh, I know what I can do. I know what I can do. Wrap this. Cheating. Seriously, if you can grab what you've done somewhere else, it's so fast. Okay. Okay. Oh man. Like Mara came in here to ask me if I wanted. I was not hungry, and then now she asked me that. I want to eat so bad. I'm gonna like finish out the main shaping, right? Across here. Here. auto shadow it through. Let's fix auto tiling that it did. That was straight out wrong. Grab that. There. I really think sometimes the auto tiling does it. Alright, so I want that gonna run there. That runs off. That gets most of my main shaping is in. I need to put and you know what? That is not bad. For like the basic shaping, and then like I still need to do some up here. I need to do some variation, height variation. I need to do like a few more little things like this. It needs decoration. I need to do something about this down here. I don't think this is good. But overall, this is pretty much what I had wanted out of the map. It's a winding, has the two little offshoots to get like treasure chest. Fairly good. So I think that's where I'm going to stop right now. It has the rough outlines. I'm gonna probably work on it a little bit in the next 2 weeks. And while I say a good night to you all. So the next, like I said, the next time I'm gonna stream, it's not gonna be next week because I have a vacation. And then the next week I'm gonna come back, and then that Friday it's not gonna be because it's being moved to Sunday. Next stream is going to be the 2nd. And it's just going to be 2 weeks. It's going to be on Sundays instead of Fridays. So the 2nd and then the 9th. And then the same week that the 9th is, it's also going to be on the 14th, which is a Friday. And from that point on, we're just going to be back to Fridays. Again, it is just a situation of I share my office with someone else, and they had to be able to use voice calls at the time that I would normally on Fridays, their work, and they can't move theirs because other people are involved, unfortunately. Mine is easier to move. The other option is to move my entire computer to somewhere else in the house, and that's not something I want to do. So I'm going to be signing out. It will be a wonderful week off for me. I'm going to be productive on my game, hopefully, and you'll see that I actually did something. I hope you all are productive for the week, both in whatever you're wanting to do and with your games, and also just, anything you want to get done. So everyone have a good weekend. It's been a pleasure to once again stream. Hopefully, once we get back from my vacation, I'm going to be like once after another. We're going to have 3 or 4 streams in a row without me missing any. Everyone have a wonderful